Well, good afternoon, everybody, and all the fans of the children's course in First Tee, Oregon. I'm Auctioneer Patrick, and also a board member at the children's course, and I'm so excited to be with you. It's a huge day. We just kicked off Wine and Golf Ball, our online auction. We've got an incredible event for you. I want to give you a couple of reminders before I introduce our guest. First and foremost, be sure to use that chat. Say hello. And feel free, if you hear anything today over the next few minutes and you want to ask a question, or you've been perusing the catalog, whatever it might be, you got a question about Wine and Golf Ball or First Tee or the children's course, please shoot it into that chat and we will answer it. We've got the people to answer it right here with us today. And also, I want to let you know, just for participating in the chat, everyone participating in the chat today is entered to win a tour of the children's course facility. Come out and see the whole place and a round of golf for free with our CEO, Steve Marshall. So great opportunity. If you haven't been out to the children's course here in Gladstone, start chatting away and get entered in to win that drawing. And with no further ado, it is my distinct honor to welcome our CEO of the Children's Course, Inc. Please welcome and give your virtual applause to Mr. Steve Marshall. Steve, how are you, buddy?
Good, thank you. Thanks, Patrick. What a day.
Yeah,
what a week to come.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, pal. It's going to be awesome. And also joining us today is our events manager, Denise Townsend. How are you, Denise?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, Steve, tell us how excited you are for Wine and Golf Ball.
And I was talking with Denise, and just as we've been preparing, this is our 21st year of Wine and Golf Ball. So we couldn't be any more excited. We've got a track record of just it being a great evening, and this year's going to be no different. We've done a lot of prep, and we're ready for this event next Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's absolutely the case. And hey, our programs are going. There's a little name change for those who've been paying attention. No longer First Tee Greater Portland, but First Tee Oregon. Tell me a little bit about that and how important this event is.
Yeah, it was really special last year when First Tee National approached us and asked if we would like to lean in and apply to become a statewide chapter. There's 150 chapters around the world, and we're one of only 15 that were honored with that designation. So we now have a mandate. As of November, we are going after it, and our mission is to get out in the state of Oregon and serve as many kids as we possibly can.
Yeah, that is awesome, and this event is crucial to that. And we wouldn't be able to have the event that we're going to have if it wasn't for the incredible sponsors. I know you've got some thank yous to pass out there, Steve.
We do. I'll jump right in. I mean, thank you first and foremost. We've seen some real growth as it relates to efforts we've done to get out and just meet with corporations that we know care so much about kids in the state. To kick off, the Standard has stepped in as our game changer sponsor. They are presenting our Wine and Golf Ball event. So thank you so much for their participation. Our champion sponsors are US Bank and Les Schwab. And our reception sponsor this year is Space Age Fuel. So we're really excited. Should I go through the rest of the sponsorships?
I think everybody needs a little loving, don't they? I mean, you've got some great connections. I mean, with the Standard, Amy is new to our board. That's awesome. And with Matt being involved with US Bank, and of course, Jim Pliska has always been a longtime supporter from Space Age Fuel. It's awesome, but you've got a few more there. Rate them off.
Yeah, let's do it. The ACE sponsors, Generations LLC is back with us. Beaverton Foods is an ACE sponsor, brand new to our partnering for this event. We have IMA, also a new sponsor. Pacific Lumber and Trust Company. CWC Advisors, a new partner. We have Stan and Leslie Renneker, the Campbell Foundation. And then we jump down to our Eagle sponsors, Josh Noda, Heffernan Insurance Brokers, BMO Bank, Key Event Services, Barron and Liebman, the Old Spaghetti Factory, Ferguson Wellman Capital. And then we move to our birdie sponsors, which are Brown and Brown, Pine Meadow Golf, Steve and Monica Fine, Crookshank Family Foundation, On Point Community Credit Union, and Frank Gill. That's our list. But boy, once again, amazing that we have so many people that have joined the mission this year. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, Steve. You and the team have done a great job of spreading the word about the amazing things that are happening at the First Tee Oregon, obviously, with the growth, and it's just going to be a phenomenal event. Give me a sense, if you could, Steve. Obviously, we're going to raise a fair amount of money over the next week with our online auction that opened today, and then all the festivities next week at Waverley. And we can't say enough about the opportunity to be at Waverley Country Club next Wednesday for the actual wine and golf ball event. But what do you have on your wish list of things that we'll be spending some of this money that we raise over the next 7 days on?
You know, there's always a wish list, but then in addition to it, when you have a year of growth, that comes through a change in our demographic, it becomes that much more important that we get people to understand how badly we need support in order to be able to carry out a statewide mission. It starts with just the expansion itself, our ability to be able to reach kids in communities around the state that wouldn't have the opportunity otherwise. So when you mobilize for that, it always takes effort and, of course, financial resources. But then when you lean in further, you start to look at recruiting and hiring and training the great coaches, our mentors that actually spend time with kids on a daily basis. And that's number one, Patrick, is just that ability. And then, we've long said there should never be a situation where a family or a child wants to participate and that the cost of it becomes a barrier for them to be able to participate. So financial assistance is, just one of those things we stand for, and it's one of the benefits that will come from a great week of auctions and also the event next Wednesday.
Yeah, no, you can't say enough about, our program is really a combination of volunteer coaches and staff, and the training. People think, what does it cost to run a program like this? And it is significant. And to make it available to more young people, as I always say, Steve, the program doesn't just impact the children that we serve, but it also impacts their families, right? We're building game changers there at the Children's Course and throughout the state of Oregon, moving forward with facilities down in Eugene and throughout the Portland metro area, and more to come soon. So exciting times. How about I just jump in and show people how they can support the Children's Course and take a look at our auction and some of the opportunities we have for people over the next 7 days.
Thank you. Yes.
You're all right with that? You done talking? I love it. All right, here we go. It doesn't get any easier, folks. You're probably watching right now on the Wine and Golf Ball website, but if you're joining us from one of the other platforms, maybe out there in LinkedIn world or Facebook or one of the other platforms, you just want to make it easy. So we want you to just feel real comfortable. Go to wineandgolfball.com. That URL never changes. If you're ever wondering what's happening with our event, just always hit wineandgolfball.com. Once you're there, friends, you're going to see that there is a lot to do. Okay. And I'm going to encourage you. You can peruse the site, check it all out. When you get ready to bid or you want to make a purchase of a raffle or make a donation or anything like that, you are going to register. That register button is right there. You don't have to register to check it all out, but when you get ready to make a transaction or something, go ahead and register. And when you do, you will receive an email from our auction platform, which is Auctioneer. We're very appreciative to our friends at Auctioneer for making the platform so easy to use. But as we do, you'll register. You'll keep a credit card on file if you're going to bid. I do want you to know that we don't charge that credit card automatically. We wait until the end of the online auction. We'll send you a statement. You have an opportunity to review your statement and any expenses that you had. It'll also show any of the payments that you've already made. And then if you have a balance, you can use a simple checkout button to keep it on that card on file, or maybe you want to change the card. So feel comfortable. Everything is safe and very protected. So we actually don't have any access to that information. So it's terrific. Once you've done that, you will receive an email. I'm going to encourage you in that email. You'll find a link to download the Auctioneer app. And I could not encourage you more to download that app. It makes following all the events over the next 7 days incredibly easy. And so it's a very robust platform, and it will do all sorts of fun things. So once you've registered, downloaded that app, you are ready to go. And Denise, you and your team have put together an unbelievable online auction, over 145 packages. I am absolutely blown away with the amazing things. And I love it. When you see these little boxes pop up on my screen, folks, that's because people are bidding, right? And don't waste any time. Get in there and start bidding as soon as you can. I do want to mention, before I dive into the bidding platform, I want to talk about our raffles, because we've got 2 incredible raffles that people can participate in. One we call our golden ticket. And that's a common phrase for folks who follow the benefit auction circuit, kind of like the PGA Tour, right? When you do, we're selling only 100 tickets at $100, and one lucky person. There's only 94 left, Steve, so you can buy all 94 if you want. Really increase your odds, right?
Yeah.
But one lucky person is going to get drawn, and they're going to have their choice of these 4 amazing trips. They can go to Bali for 7 nights. They can go to Cortona, Italy for a 5-night stay, or 5 nights at the Outrigger Waikiki Beachcomber Resort. And they can bring up to 4 guests for that event. That's awesome. And then we also have an opportunity for you to take your family and friends to the happiest place on earth, Mickey Mouse House, as we knew it in our house for many years. I don't know about you, Steve-O, but that's what it was called there. And then in honor of our more famous board members, it wouldn't be Wine and Golf Ball without a collection of wine, right? And I'm not going to refer to her, but if you know anything about the children's course, you know who I'm talking about. And she has put together a raffle, and this is going to include the top 10 wines, according to Wine Spectator, from 2024. So just last year's list. I believe this is the most recent list, right, Denise?
Yep.
And this is an unbelievable opportunity. Here's all 10 of the bottles listed. They look beautiful sitting on the, looks like maybe the 9th green there at the children's course. Look absolutely perfect. I mean, you got to be fired up about how good that green looks right now there, Steve. That green looks pretty spectacular after our friends from the Oregon Golf Course Superintendents Association, our friends up at Veterans Golf Club and Western Washington superintendents came out and helped us. But that's an incredible collection of wines right there. And you can buy a ticket right now for $50, $50 for those tickets. So don't waste any time. Jump on there and get your raffle tickets. You can't win if you don't have them, friends. So make sure that you get them soon. And as you tune in, I just have a couple of reminders. Make sure you say hello in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions. And of course, if you do chat, you will be entered into a drawing today to win a tour of the children's course facility and a round of golf for free with our CEO, Steve Marshall. And he is quite the entertainer. So it should be a fun day for you. Check out the incredible facilities here at the children's course. So, all right, now we're ready to get into the meat of the program here, folks. It's time to start bidding online. And the first thing that I want to let you know is you do not need a ticket to Wine and Golf Ball to bid online. Everybody is welcome to participate. Jump in there and help us raise money because we are building game changers at the First Tee Oregon, and especially at the children's course. I said it earlier, 145 packages is pretty remarkable there, Denise.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a phenomenal collection. Everything. I mean, I'm looking at this front page and I'm just blown out of the water. You've got, I believe this is a week at Harbortown Yacht Club. Is amazing resort, hosts a PGA Tour event there. And our friends at the Standard, they have not been shy in their support of golf in the region. And, with their addition to the Portland Classic. But our friends over there at the LPGA event, now hosted by the Standard, has got a couple of packages with us this time. And this is a cool one with inside the ropes access. And of course, it wouldn't be Wine and Golf Ball if you didn't have a phenomenal bottle of wine right in the front row. This great big 97-point cab, I believe it's from Schaefer, is a phenomenal bottle of wine. And then you've got rounds of golf. I mean, golf and lunch with Blazer legend Terry Porter. Where? At Waverley Country Club. That is, I mean, not only is Waverley a bucket list facility, but you are also playing with a Trailblazer legend in Terry Porter. And I've had the honor of playing with Terry a couple of times, and I've got to tell you, he is a phenomenal golfer, not to mention an incredible gentleman. So you're going to want to bid high and bid often on that package. And then it just, the list goes on and on. Before I do go too far, though, I need to share with people how to bid, right? Because we've got, it is an auction, friends, and there are no friends at an auction. So you got to get in there and bid high and bid often. I think we will, just for fun, I don't even know where I want to start, quite honestly. There's so many great things here. Where would you recommend I start? I'm on the OGA board. I might as well start at the OGA golf course, okay? Here we go, folks. You find an item, you pick on it, you're going to get more details, and I want to explain what these details mean. First and foremost, bidding ends in 8 days plus bid extension. And Steve, what that means is that on May 1st, 2025, so that will be the Thursday, a week from tomorrow, on Thursday at noon, if nobody has bid in the last 5 minutes, that item will close. It will be awarded to the high bid at noon next Thursday, a week from tomorrow. Now, we have bid extension enabled on our event. So this is a tremendous feature to help us treat our online auction just like a live auction. A live auction, I do not say sold until people are done bidding, right? So with that in mind, with the way bid extension works is from 11:55 until noon. If it receives a bid, it will notify the person who just got outbid, and it will extend that closing time another 5 minutes, right? So now that individual item, Steve, this isn't like eBay. You can't, pay somebody to sit on the deal and put the bid in at the last millisecond, right? If you do, it will extend another 5 minutes, okay? So make sure that you're aware of that. And if you have the app on your phone, which I told you to download a few minutes ago, it will be perfect because you'll get notified right on your mobile device when you are outbid, okay? And so how do we go about doing that? Well, first and foremost, we want to, it'll tell you exactly what the current situation is. Now, this package started at $10 earlier today. Denise, I think this is a new feature for us. Many of our packages today, of the 144, I want to say 50 or more started at $10. So this package started earlier, and J-Ho Show has got to be a little disappointed in me here in a second because I'm going to put a bid on this item, okay? And I don't know why, but I am, okay? Here's the deal. It says the current high bid is 110 and that the next bid must be at least $135. Now, when I look at that, I know that a round for 4 with carts over at the OGA members course is going to be worth at least $200, okay, if I was to go out and buy that. So I know that I would pay the $200 normally, but if I can get it for $135, Steve, I'd feel pretty good about that, wouldn't you? So what I'm going to do here, I don't play golf that much anymore, so I'm going to say I'm going to make this $185, okay? But I'm going to click on the proxy bid right here, and what that's going to do, Steve, is that it's going to set my bid at $135 right now to make sure I'm in the lead, but it will continue to increase my bid up to $185 in the event that I get outbid. So I don't have to come back and check my bids all the time. It'll do it for me. And that's incredibly helpful. The other thing I want to point out is that when you use that proxy bid feature, folks, you're saving yourself some dollars, right? Because if I went in and I placed this bid at $135 and Jeho comes in and he bids the next increment, which is going to be 185. Well, if I want to win that item, I have to now bid $210. Okay. Not a good deal. But if he comes in and bids 185 on top of my 135 bid, then I will automatically knock him out of the way. Okay. So I'm going to make it simple because I don't want to beat him up. I'm going to just make it 160. And here we go. And right there it says, it's always good to double check, Steve. Every now and then I put an extra zero in there, and I love the children's course, but I don't want to overspend, right? Well,
Hey,
looky there. Looky. Okay. Another bidder had previously placed a maximum bid for at least $160. Your bid didn't beat this bid, but has raised the current bid to 160. The next bid amount is 185, and you must exceed that amount they bid to become the high bidder. So that's a classic example. See, I think that Jeho has been listening to us on Instagram and Facebook and all the places that we talk about this, but he understands how to use that proxy bid, right? So I'm gonna actually close without bidding because I don't want to beat him up. But you see how that works, Steve? Is there any questions on that? You think?
Well, I was just going to ask if Denise and I were part of your foursome because I was already excited, but that made it even a bit more exciting.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's great. And of course you would be part of my foursome, because I need somebody to drive me around the place. But anyhow, no, that's how you bid. That's how it's easy. The other thing I want to draw attention to here, friends, is these icons up here in the top right. Okay. You're going to find some packages in here that just may not fit your fancy, right? Maybe you live too far away from the OGA golf course that you don't want to drive to it or whatever it may be. But you know some friends in the area, right? Well, I'm going to encourage you, hit that link button right there and copy the link and email it to your buddies who play at the OGA course. Or maybe put it on your Facebook. If you click on this Facebook icon right here, friends, it will place a special post just for that item, okay? And you can share it out to your world. And Steve, as a CEO of the organization and principally responsible for fundraising, you know that we've got to get the word out about what we're doing with First Tee of Oregon. And so it's incredibly powerful if we can let more people know about wine and golf ball, right? So I'm going to highly encourage you, folks, don't waste any time. Make sure that you share out items when you see them and you know somebody that would like to bid on that package. Because at the end of the day, every bid is helping us build game changers. Whether you win the item or not, every single bid is helping us raise and build game changers. Paul will be happy that I said that right, didn't he?
That's
Build
right.
game changers. I've said that multiple times. Now that I don't have to say the old name of the venue, it's a lot easier. Okay. Any questions on any of that bidding stuff there? Denise and Steve, you guys are old pros, but you get a lot of questions. So what are some of the questions, if you have some, that maybe some other people have asked you that I could answer right now in this portion of our show?
I was asked just yesterday whether or not there are minimum bids that are, driving, just kind of the setup of each one of these.
Yeah. So that's a great question, Steve. And in a benefit auction, which, benefit auctions benefit nonprofit organizations, many times we set the starting bids a little differently than we might if we were selling autos or livestock or any of those types of items, pots and pans, antiques, collectibles. So in many cases, some of these items were given a percentage as a starting bid, but all those starting bids were installed yesterday before we went live at midnight this morning. And so what you see is what you get at this point, right? But the exciting part is that many times in a benefit auction, people will start the bids at 50 or 45% of the value of an item. And we're significantly lower than that, right? I mean, like I mentioned, we have you could play right now. You could play golf with our ambassador board member, Ty Gabriel, over at, look who's on there, at Waverley. What an you can't buy this, right? I mean, this is not something you can just go online and say, hey, I want to play golf with Ty Gabriel. And if it's at Waverley, okay, right? But this is a situation where the bidding started at $10, and our old colleague and good friend Anthony Kanji is all over this, and Anthony's probably going to text me and tell me, hey, quit talking about the item I'm bidding on. I got dibs on it, right? But not going to work. As I said earlier, there are no friends at an auction. But that's a great question, Steve, because this started the bidding at $10 today. It's already up to 80. You got to make it 90, and we've got another week of bidding going. So here we go. And you can see right here, Dan bid early. Dan thought he was going to get a deal. I think Dan thought he was going to a garage sale. I don't know who Dan is, but he thought he was going to a garage sale. And Anthony jumped right in. And you can tell that Anthony's smart about it, right? Because he put a proxy bid on it, and it automatically kicked up to 80 when Richie tried to bid 80 on it, right? So get in there and bid high and bid often. Hey, and folks, if you don't want to see your name on the screen, when you register, you have the opportunity to give yourself a nickname. And Steve, I don't know if you've given yourself a nickname. I'm not going to ask you to give it out loud here, but it's a popular thing, right? And I would think that in this event, we should have some pretty entertaining nicknames. I mean, there's got to be some Caddyshack references. There's got to be some, fun stuff that people are thinking about when they're creating their nickname to bid at the Wine and Golf Ball.
Patrick, what strikes me is I hope people think about, those birthdays coming up or maybe the holidays, that type of stuff. It's so easy to look at this and just have the framework of today. But good grief, we're all out there throughout the year wondering what the heck am I going to get?
Well, and that's a great point, and I'm going to take that a step further. When you think about birthdays, right? Think about family celebrations. Think about opportunities where you try to gather the family together. There's some incredible vacation packages here. I'm looking at this one right here. I think you know these folks. This Lewis River cabin with fishing, golf, and dinner. Are you kidding me? What an amazing deal. Nick and Carolyn Stanley very generously giving us their home. I think you know more about this one, Steve.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I kind of wish you wouldn't have pulled this one up because I'm so personally interested in this one, but thank you for that.
There are no friends at an auction.
The Stanleys are amazing, yes. And we also were able to package, it's a 2-night stay. And so one day there's golf included at Lewis River. Dinner is there as well. And the next day we've contracted with Eric, good friend, that is going to take us out on a boat. And depending on the season, it'll either be right there on the Lewis River or over in the Columbia. So I just can't imagine a better, weekend than being able to not only hit the links, but also get out and catch some fish and come home each night to a beautiful place.
Yeah. And this is what a gorgeous home. I mean, I can't imagine. What an amazing opportunity. And, the neat thing, back to my point originally there, Steve, is that if you got to get the family together or you got some old friends coming into town, what a great way to not destroy your own house, but go to someone else's house and have a good time and let them clean up after you. Right. But
right.
This is a cool deal. And I do want to mention, now that I'm looking at it, when you see a package and it has the items listed down below, this is always terrific to learn more, any specific restrictions or anything about the individual items. So feel free to click on these and it will take you to that individual item. It is part of the package, so you can't bid on the individual item, but you're bidding on the package. And make sure you check out any restrictions or disclaimers or anything like that. And always make note, friends, make notes of the people that have donated these packages. As you're out there in the community, you have an opportunity to spend your own dollars with an organization. Remember that they supported something that meant something to you when they supported the children's course in First Tee Oregon. So great opportunity. But yeah, this is a great one, Steve. And I love your suggestion of for that special holiday, whether it's that special meal. I think about that special birthday dinner. How about this one right up here at the top? Here's a bottle of 2016 Schaefer Cab and a $100 gift card to El Gaucho. Does it get any better than that?
Wonderful. Denise, what's your favorite?
Well, I just wanted to throw in about the Lewis River House is that if you decide to have dinner at the house instead of in the restaurant, you can use the gift card that's associated with that package for anything at the golf course. So in the pro shop, lunch, dinner, whatever you want. So that's a universal gift card there.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, Steve, I know you're always working on your game, so I got to point on this one right here. Okay. And this is our good friend, Brian, former PGA Tour player, USC graduate, teammate of Sammy Randolph, the one and only Brian Henninger, created the golf farm down there in Tualatin a few years ago, and it's gone absolutely awesome. Him and Amy Simonton are the primary instructors down there. And where do you have an opportunity to learn from a guy who's won on the PGA Tour? Brian's a phenomenal human being. I've known Brian since our college days back when I was at Oregon and he was down at SC. But his family was at Eugene Country Club and used to see Brian whenever he was home on break. Just a great, great man. He's been a great supporter of the First Tee programs. And this is a really cool package that he's put together, allowing you to get a lesson from him, I believe, and to experience what is really, if you're into golf, you've got to go check out the farm by Brian Henninger.
And Patrick, let me just say thanks for pointing out the one I wanted to bid on.
Yeah, well,
I need that lesson.
let's see if we can figure out. I don't see a bid, so you better get in there. It's starting
busy.
low, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so get in there and bid high, right? The what's another one you don't want to bid on there, Miss Denise?
Well, I was going to talk about Terry Porter because I have had the opportunity to play at Waverley, but I'd love to play with Terry Porter. But the other one I'm really kind of excited about is maybe playing at Portland Golf Club with Akbar from Seamus and getting a Seamus head cover. That would be a lot of fun too.
Well, Eric Galati, our my fellow board member there at the Children's Course, is a little irritated with you right now because we're going to draw some attention to this one. I mean, Akbar Christie is the founder and creator of Seamus Golf, and you want to talk about a character. What a beauty. Everybody loves Akbar, and to get to tee it on his home course at Portland Golf Club, not only are you playing where they've hosted major championships, including a Ryder Cup and a U.S. Open, a Senior Open and the Women's Amateur in 2015. But you're playing with someone who is so into golf and has such incredible stories to share with you. Jump all over the opportunity right here. And remember, when you're whether you win or lose, you're building some game changers for Paul and the team. Looky there, Doug's all over getting himself a golden ticket. It just popped up on our screen. So that is awesome. Give me another one there, Denise.
Well, I kind of like the idea of going down to Cresswell and creating my own lab putter and getting a tour of that facility.
Ooh, yeah. This is a special one. Our ambassador board member helped us with this, I believe.
Ken?
Yeah.
And this is a there's nothing hotter in golf right now than the lab putters, and started right there in Cresswell, right there at Emerald Valley. I spent a lot of time there over the years. Great facility. Jimmy Pliska, again, from our friends at Space Age. But anyhow, lab putter. This is not only are you going to get a putter, but they're going to do a custom fitting and give you a tour of their facility. Is that right, Denise?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So jump on that. And right now, that is way below value. If you've tried to buy a lab putter, they go for a lot more money than that. So bid it up. And remember, you're making a difference in the lives of these young people and their families when you do. Let's you've got great wines in here. Give me some of the highlights on the wine side there, Denise.
Well, I know that there's some lovely Leonettis in there that are pretty sought after, and I've heard really good things about them. I haven't had the opportunity to try one myself, but the people that donated them have told me very high things about them. So that's going to be a popular one.
It's Dan and Wesley Renninger's names on it. It's first class, right? Mm-hmm. And what an amazing winery Leonetti is over there in the Walla Walla Valley. And what a cool opportunity here. You got three bottles. Is that what I see in this one package?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Sangiovese, and a Merlot and a Cabernet. Wow, this is awesome. Thanks, Stan and Wesley, for making this possible and for all your longtime support of the children's course in First Tee Oregon. Wine and Dine for $4. How cool is this? Another Leonetti bottle in there. And then we're also going to have a live auction, though, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a look, because for those folks who are coming to the event next Wednesday night at Waverley, they're going to get the opportunity to bid on some pretty amazing packages there, too. These packages are not available for bidding online, friends, okay? But if you don't have a ticket to be at the Wine and Golf Ball next week at Waverley, which it is sold out, okay, you can reach out to Denise, lovely Denise, who's on the call with us right now, and send her an email, and you are allowed to place a proxy bid with her. And what that means, friends, is that Denise will forward your proxy bid, and that proxy bid is your highest amount that you would like to bid on a specific package. And what will happen is, if you let Denise know, she will forward that information to me, and when I start calling the auction that night with my good friend Amy Troy there at Waverley, I will announce to the crowd that I have a proxy bid. I will not tell how much it is, but that will be what I will bid against the room with up until that proxy bid is exhausted. Now, chances are good too that we could sell that item for less than that maximum proxy bid, and that way the person making the proxy bid would win and not have to pay the full proxy amount if the bidding ended before we got to the full amount. So great way to support, again, the children's course First Tee Oregon. Reach out to Denise as you look through these packages and you see something you want to place a bid on. Let her know, and she will get that information to me. But we have some great packages here. One I'm fired up about, I can't wait to sell, is our good friends Nick Mulfler over at McKenzie Golf Bags. What a cool story this is. They're made right here in Portland, Oregon. And it all started when Peter and David Jacobson, longtime supporters of the children's course, were actually at St. Andrews. Did you know that, Steve?
I didn't.
And they were at St. Andrews, and they had their big tour bags with them. This is about 1985. And they got assigned a caddy. His name was Mackenzie, and he took their golf bags and looked at him. He was going to pack double that day, and he said, "No way, I'm carrying those two big tour bags." And he went over and he pulled out a bag, and he put all their clubs into one bag and threw it over his shoulder, and that was the impetus for creating the Mackenzie golf bag, right? Mm. And so they have a incredibly rich history of designing custom, very unique, exotic materials, phenomenal golf bags. And this is an incredible opportunity that we have, that's someone similar to the lab experience, where somebody's going to get to go to the Mackenzie Golf Bag Company and tour the facilities with Nick and personally design their own custom golf bag. And we'll be selling that in the live auction as item number 1 next week at the Wine and Golf Ball. So really, really cool opportunity for somebody. What else do we have in here? Oh, we're going back to Sylvie's, Denise.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's cool. Walla Walla Wonderful is a stalwart we haven't had the last couple of years, I do believe, but you put together an incredible package there. Staying at the Finch, as I recall.
Yep.
And playing Wine Valley Golf Club. Our good buddy Jimmy Pliska at Space Age Fuel, making that available for us again. And Walla Walla Country Club. I'll tell you what, if you haven't floated around Walla Walla Country Club, that is a treat. I would say one of those remarkable traditional Pacific Northwest golf courses. I would throw it in there with Eugene Country Club, Portland Golf Club, Sahalee, Broadmoor up in Seattle, Waverly. Walla Walla is a tremendous facility, tremendous club. And to get to stay at the Finch is always a treat. And go check out the Walls Vineyards. And so you've got another wine cellar in here too.
Mhm.
This is awesome. What a great package.
Mhm.
I can't, we should have made this for like 4 hours because it's, there is so much here. I've got to tap on, I mentioned earlier on our new Game Changer sponsor, basically our presented by sponsor Standard, and our friends at Little Bird, I believe, Steve, right?
Right.
Have put together this VIP package. And I'm, like you were talking earlier, Steve, about great if you have a special occasion or family vacation or something like that. This is a great one for our friends to get the corporate checkbook out. Okay. And if you are looking to entertain your clients, maybe your team, maybe your friends, this is an incredible VIP ticket package to the upcoming Standard Portland Classic. Going to be out at Columbia Edgewater in August. This package includes 8 VIP tickets to the Champions Club, got 8 tickets to the Sports Bra Papa, 4 tickets to the Women's Leadership Summit, which is always a really, really cool event. You got 20 general admissions tickets. And who wants to go to an event if you don't have parking? There's 10 parking passes in this. So this would be a great opportunity for somebody to step up. Make it a company outing, right? Take all your friends, maybe take your team from work, get together some of your clients and have a great day out at Columbia Edgewater. And know when you're walking those fairways at CE that you are building game changers. You like that one, Steve?
I do. Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you. Big shout out to Little Bird and the Standard for making that possible. And then our good buddies have a package in here down at the Players Championship, hosted by, it was donated by the PGA Tour. And this is a really cool package. You get to check out a couple of rounds with a special, they call it what do they call it this year? A deluxe fan experience. Denise is what I read about it. And it includes kind of a backstage tour, if you will, with a PGA Tour staff member. Is Taya down there? Is she going to be doing this, our graduate?
Not sure if she'll be doing it, but she will be there. That's for sure. Yeah.
Taya, one of our alumni from the First Tee and the children's course, is a PGA Tour staff member down there in Ponte Vedra Beach. And if you haven't been to the Players Championship, it really is an incredibly special experience. I had the opportunity to be at a few of them over my career, and I tell you, it is a great time. And that time of year in Ponte Vedra Beach is phenomenal. So I think our board member Shelby Kerr and her husband Tim got to go on this one last year, right, Denise? And they had a great time, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. And this includes as great as the tickets are on the backstage tour. I will tell you that Ponte Vedra Beach is not really set up for major conventions and lodging. So the fact that there's 3 nights lodging included with this package set up by the PGA Tour for us is spectacular, right? And a big shout out to board member Robin Harrington for working with the PGA Tour to make this package possible. Anything you want to add to that, Denise?
No, I want to go. That's
yeah.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Let's go. And then couple of packages last year was incredibly popular. Our Gearhart package. Thanks again to Tim and Shelby Kerr making their gorgeous home inside the Highlands. If you haven't been on that facility, great little par 3 course, similar to the children's course. Steve, have you ever played the Highlands?
I have, and just a side note, but this is a great example of friends coming together. When we saw this available last year, 4 families got together and went in on this one together. So I have an upcoming trip there, and it has got a great reputation.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal place. Make sure you see Mayor Matt at the Highlands. Matt Brown, longtime golf professional in the area, and he runs the Highlands. And he was also Mayor of Gearhart. I think he stepped away now. That didn't go for re-election, but this home is gorgeous. Not to say that it's also right on the beach. So it's literally this I don't know what you call this. I would call it heather. But you can see that you literally take this walkway right to the beach from the backyard, and there's no houses between you and the beach. The views are phenomenal off the deck, and it's a beautiful place right there inside the Highlands. And big shout out to Tim and Shelby for making that possible. And then there's another one, a good friend of yours, and as a big Duck fan that I am, this is a really cool package. Steve, tell us about this one.
Well, the Shellstad family, big Oregon Ducks family, has just been so generous to us. They just believe in the mission. Their kids have played in and around the children's course since they were so young, and they just care. And this is the second year they've made this available. It's super popular. The home itself is, Denise, do you remember how many it sleeps? Because it's a big place.
It is.
Right there in the heart of Tethrow. But I want to say it's got,
five bedrooms. It's over 2,800 square feet. Yeah, that's awesome. That's huge.
Yeah, this isn't glamping here. This is definitely next level stuff. So very, very kind of them.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. And right there on the property at Tethrow, what a cool place. And then always popular. You can't say enough about Jim, the director of golf there at Waverley, and him providing us with his home there at PGA West, right off the 16th green. I believe it's the 16th green or 16th tee.
16th green.
They're at is it Nicholas Tournament? Yeah, at the Nicholas Tournament course. Beautiful home right down there. Jim Schaefer, thank you so very much. Always a popular item in our live auction at Wine and Golf Ball. We've got. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm looking at the clock and I'm going, wow, I could go on forever. This is an amazing, amazing auction, Denise, that you've put together with the team and Steve and everybody involved. I know everybody's been involved, but you've been steering the boat there, Dee. So great job. And it is absolutely awesome. Bidding is fast and furious. In fact, we didn't have a single person make a chat today because I think they're all bidding. I've watched our number grow by 20% in progress bids just while we've been on this live stream. So that is awesome. And we've got people tuning in from all over the country because it makes sense. We also, in that online auction, I didn't mention it, but there is a round of golf at TPC Scottsdale in there. I keep wanting to say Sawgrass because I got the Players Championship on my mind, but TPC Scottsdale, home of the Waste Management Open. It will always be the Phoenix Open to me, but you could go tee it up there, play the amazing 16th hole, par 3, and just envision all those people cheering and throwing beer cans at you. It's a special opportunity. I think you also have TPC. You also have Talking Stick in there also. So right. there are rounds from all sorts of places, folks. So like I said earlier, share it out and let people know. I'm going to drop you down here below at the bottom of our homepage. Okay. You can share the entire event on your social media. So if you just want to say, hey, check out Wine and Golf Ball, put this click in your Facebook, your LinkedIn, or just share it out however you want. And I also want to give a big shout out. It wouldn't be Wine and Golf Ball if it wasn't for our wineries that pour at the event. You've got a stellar group of wineries again, Denise. I can't wait to see my buddy Trent Moffitt. He is always a treat to hang out with at Moffitt Family Wines. You've got a couple of new ones here with White Rose and Oswego Hills.
Yep. Pretty excited.
Yeah, Archery Summit. Maybe we'll have a Michelle Fritz appearance with our friends at Stoller Wine Group. So
yep.
Always longtime supporters of everything that the First Tee Oregon and the Children's Course do. So tell me what people, I know what I wanted to say. Folks, maybe an auction's not your deal, okay? But you want to make a difference. I'm going to encourage you to we've got a couple of opportunities here. You can sponsor a child into our programming at First Tee. You click on that. You pick the amount that you're comfortable with, and that will go to offset any participation fees that a young person might have. We also have an opportunity, Denise or Steve, we call it fueling the van, right? Because we have a program there at the Children's Course where we take our vehicle out and we pick up some young people and we bring them back to the golf course. We call it Thrive. I'm sure we use the van for other things, but gas prices haven't quite bottomed out yet, let's say. And so here's an opportunity to help us fuel that van and pick up those young people that we bring to the Children's Course to try to make them build them into game changers, right?
That's right.
And then you just want to make a donation. God, we got so much going on. Denise, before we wrap up, tell me what people can expect when they show up at Waverley Country Club next week.
Well, speaking of the Thrive Mentor Program, we're going to have participants from all 5 of our programs. They're greeting the guests. So there'll be participants from the Thrive Mentor Program, the Girls Golf Program, our First Tee participants, of course, our Caddy Program, and some from the PGA Junior League. So they'll all be there to smile and say hello and greet you. We are also going to have Drive Box. It's a mobile golf simulator in the parking lot. So you can take a swing if you want to at Pebble Beach or wherever you're dreaming of playing if you want that opportunity. We'll have a lot of heavy hors d'oeuvres, hosted heavy hors d'oeuvres, and of course wine tastings from all of those great wineries that you just talked about. And you'll be able to get a glass of whatever you taste at their stations at the bar. So complimentary, of course. So we'll be serving the wines that the wineries are tasting at their stations, which will be great. We'll have an awesome raise the flag, bid card. Well, donations for our programs. And we'll be able to celebrate our success afterwards with some dessert, and everybody will have a good time.
And the amazing Amy Troy at the podium, emceeing us through the whole night, right?
Yes, absolutely. She's amazing.
Yeah, I love following her on Instagram, and following her golf career is outstanding for someone who took it up a little after raising her children and everything. She has really turned into quite the golfer, and always fun to talk to Amy. So it'll be a great night. All righty, guys. Anything you want to add, Steve?
2 things. One is you're so gracious to dish out kindness on everybody, but we want to do the same to you. You put so much energy and effort into, today, but we've been working for weeks together just to get ready and to be focused on this. And then, of course, that night, you really drive everybody's understanding of the opportunity. And so my hat goes off to you for your kindness and generosity throughout the process. The other thing, again, folks, is, as we mentioned, every year this event is really special to us. But this year, certainly, if I look back historically, it's a big year for us. We really have to ask for you to just lean in to the mission. We have an opportunity now that, our national organization asked of us, and that is to get out and take the mission on the road, get out and into the communities that wouldn't have the opportunity otherwise. They're encouraged by our momentum, but we really need support to be able to get the job done. So personally and as a team here, we thank you for understanding that and leaning in and helping us get the job done.
That's awesome, Steve. I'm going to leave it right there with one big shout out again to our friends at the Standard for stepping up and making it all happen this year for us. We appreciate you, Dee. Great job. Steve, always a pleasure, my friend. Keep up the good work and growing the program and building game changers. We'll see you soon. Hopefully see you at Waverley. If not, let's see you online. Bid high, bid off, and help us build game changers. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you.